So there's only two reasons why most people would consider this lens over something like Sony's G Master 24-70 1 or version 2 and its bigger brother, which is the 24-70 Sigma Art lens. And in my humble opinion, it's two very good reasons. So stick around to find out why. So this is going to be my first impressions on a lens that I've been eyeing for a very long time, and in order for me to obtain this lens, I traded in a Sigma Art f1.4 lens. Speaking about f1.4, I've come to realize in my journey as a photographer or videographer, f1.4 is only a minor contribution to an overall image. And therefore I've moved past the stage of basically just wanting to demolish or destroy the backgrounds. I'm more concentrating on compositions, lighting, etc. So reason number one for me would be none other than the size and weight of this lens, coming in at only 470 grams. Now, if I compare that to something like the Fuji 16-55 WR lens, which comes in at over 650 grams, it's plus minus 200 gram difference, but believe me when I say you can feel the difference when comparing these side by side. The 16-55 feels drastically more heavier than this particular lens, and this is a APS-C lens, and the Sigma is obviously a full frame lens. The Sigma 28-70 is almost similarly priced, or if not cheaper than some of the OEM lenses of APS-C manufacturers. The two major reasons why I chose this lens over the 24-70 Art lens and the Sony G Master 1 or 2, price being for me the major reason, and then size and weight. So in terms of build quality, only coming at 470 grams, one would think that Sigma would have skimmed on the quality or the build quality on this lens. I can tell you that is not the case. This lens seems to be very well built. I can only tell over time how it's going to age. It seems to be made from a type of plastic composite. It's not a metal lens, which is why the lens comes in at the weight that it's currently coming in at. It's got a metal lens mount with a little rubber gasket for some kind of sealing over there. Unlike your 24-70, which is fully weather sealed, this one is not. It only has a little seal at the mount side. The zoom rocker on this lens is extremely smooth, and I've seen many reviewers saying that with this lens, video work, you're not going to get that jerkiness when zooming in and out with this lens. And I can attest to that, the zoom on this lens is very smooth, as well as the manual focus on this lens is also very smooth. Same like my Sigma 16 f1.4, the manual focus on that lens is just as smooth. The lens hood, in fact, that comes with the Sigma 16 f1.4, also 67 millimeters, also fits onto this lens. So if any of you out there lost your lens hood, note that the Sigma 16's lens hood also fits on this lens, being 67 millimeters like the Sigma. We've got a little switch there, which is the autofocus, the manual focus and autofocus switch. And that's basically the only buttons that you've got on this lens. And unlike the Tamron or the older Tamron, I think the Tamron has absolutely no switches. So I do commend Sigma for actually adding a switch for us there, because it can be quite a pain to go manually into the camera body and change your focus from manual to autofocus. So overall for me, build quality on this lens is top notch and nothing to complain about. The only con for me, or the only thing that I would have liked in this lens, is if they made it 24-60 instead of 28-70. I think I would have appreciated the 24mm on the wide side more than the 70mm on the telephoto side. Other than that, build quality top notch on this lens. So the major concerns for me in terms of image quality was that many reviewers have stated the fact that at the long end, or 70mm, the image was significantly softer than at the wide end of 28mm. I can confidently say on my copy, I do notice a slight softness at 70mm than at 28mm. However, I've noticed on some occasions when using a higher shutter speed at 70mm, I'm able to obtain a very similar sharpness to the 28mm or the wide angle of this lens. The bokeh or autofocus background that this lens produces at 70mm at 2.8 is very pleasing to my eye. And in my humble opinion, I would state that a lens being not that clinically sharp would produce better autofocus backgrounds or better transitions into the background than a lens that is clinically sharp. So if there's any questions or comments regarding this lens, hit the comment section down below. If not subscribing, hit the like button. It really helps with the algorithm. Guys, thanks for watching. Peace out till the next one.